Let's be real. Have you ever felt like the rules of money were just intentionally confusing? Well, you're not alone. But today, we're going to change that. We're going to make it simple and lay out the exact roadmap you need to build a really solid financial future.
Oh man, this feeling. We've all been there, right? You get that paycheck notification, you log into your bank account, and poof, a big chunk of it is just gone, vanished, sliced off by things like taxes and Social Security. It really feels like these invisible forces are grabbing your money before you even get to say hello to it. You know what? Understanding those forces is the very first step to winning this game.
So in this first part, we're going to pull back the curtain on two of the most powerful and, invisible forces that mess with your money every single day. Once you can actually see them for what they are, you can start making them work for you instead of against you.
Okay, think about inflation like this. You go to buy your favorite bag of chips. You open it up, and it's like half empty. Then you look at the price and realize you paid 30% more than you did last year for that half-full bag. That's inflation. It's this silent thief that slowly, quietly makes your money worth less. That $5 bill in your pocket is still $5, but what it can actually buy just keeps shrinking.
All right, now for interest. You can just think of it as rent on money. It's that simple. And the most important question you have to ask yourself is this: are you the one paying the rent, or are you the one collecting it? Because that one little detail is the difference between falling into massive debt and building incredible wealth.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. When you've got credit card debt, interest is your absolute worst enemy. It's working against you 24/7, even when you're sleeping, digging you into a deeper hole. But when you invest, that same force becomes your best employee. It works tirelessly for you, turning your money into more money, all without you lifting a finger. It all just comes down to who's collecting the rent.
All right, so now we get the basic rules of the game. Let's talk about playing defense. This section is all about how to dodge those common traps, those financial fires that can seriously set you back for years if you're not careful.
Now, I know this sounds kind of funny, but it is dangerously true. The moment you miss a payment on a high-interest credit card, your interest starts earning its own interest. That's compound interest working against you with a vengeance. And just like that, a simple lunch becomes a genuine $50 regret. That's how tiny mistakes can snowball into huge financial problems.
So how do banks and lenders decide if they can even trust you with their money? Well, they look at this 3-digit number. And here's the thing, your credit score isn't a measure of how rich you are. It's a measure of how reliable you are. A high score basically screams, hey, I'm a safe bet, and that unlocks better, cheaper interest rates on everything from a car to a house. It's a game, and this is your report card.
So how do you get a good grade on that report card? Well, it boils down to a few things, like how much of your available credit you're using. But honestly, the number one factor by a long shot is your payment history. Simply paying your bills on time every single time. That is the absolute best way to build a great score.
Okay, we've covered defense. Now it's time to go on offense. And this is the exciting part, you guys. This is where we shift from just protecting your money to actively making it grow for you. This is how you build real long-term wealth.
You know, most people think of a bank as this super safe vault for their money, but it's really more of a matchmaking service. They take your cash and then lend it out to someone else. Yeah, it's safe, but your money is just sitting on the sidelines, earning practically nothing, while inflation is slowly chewing away at its value. Investing, on the other hand, is putting your money in the game. You're giving it a job, and that job is to make more money and beat inflation.
And if you want to see what that actually looks like over time, just look at this chart. Money in a shoebox? It goes nowhere. The savings account barely budges. But the money that was invested, it gets to experience the absolute magic of compound growth. It starts slow, for sure, but over a few decades, it becomes this incredible, unstoppable force. And that is the secret. That's the whole thing. Wealth isn't about some lucky stock pick or a lottery ticket. It's built on consistency and patience. It's about giving your investments the one thing they need to really multiply: time. Ordinary people with totally normal paychecks can become wealthy simply because they started early, and they just stuck with it. And getting started is nowhere near as complicated as it sounds. These are the basic building blocks. You can buy tiny little ownership slices of your favorite companies with stocks, or you can act like a lender with bonds, or you can just buy a pre-made basket of both with a fund. You really don't have to be an expert to get in the game.
All right, for our last section, let's zoom out a bit. We've talked about interest, debt, investing, all the mechanics. But what's the ultimate engine that powers this whole machine? Well, turns out the answer is you. When it comes right down to it, your income is directly tied to the value you can provide to other people. It's not just about working hard. It's about having skills or creating something that other people find truly valuable. The more value you can create, the more you can earn to then fuel all of your investments.
I mean, think about it. Why do doctors and innovators make so much money? Because they provide something of enormous value, right? A life saved, a piece of technology that literally connects the entire world. When you focus on building valuable skills for yourself, you increase your earning potential. And that is the true foundation of your whole financial journey.
But through all of this, the earning, the saving, the investing, we've got to remember one critical thing. The single most powerful asset that you have, it's not in your bank account. It's not in your investment portfolio.
It's time. You have so much of it. Time is the magic ingredient that makes compound growth work. It's what you use to build those valuable skills we just talked about, and it is the one asset you can never, ever get more of. Wealth isn't built in days, it's built over decades. So maybe the most important financial question you can ever ask yourself is, how are you going to invest your time?